I am going to help you make $2,000 in the next 3 days on top of the revenue that you might already be expecting. In this episode, I'm going to give you 10 tactics to bring new members into the gym and build your revenue in ways you probably weren't already thinking. All right, guys, welcome to this episode of the Full Out Cheer podcast. My name is Danielle, and I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I have got to tell you how this all transpired. So I was sitting in my living room last night, and we had just gotten back. We had this huge power outage that lasted for like a really long time. And then the internet was out even longer. And when you live in the country like I do, like there's just nothing to do. And so I had a couple of hours that probably were needed of just kind of silence and like reading a book. And I'm in this college class right now for our childcare certifications. And I just kind of sat and did homework with like daylight. So my brain finally got a little bit of a break, and it was perfect timing because I got a text message last night at about 9 o'clock from a client I've been working with in the academy. And this person had set a goal on Monday. We sat down and looked at his revenue and said, let's set a goal and let's make sure that that goal is bigger than the same dates last month, this week, last month. Right? And he's like, well, the majority of tuition comes in early in the month. And so, we can set a goal, but let's set a challenging one. Well, he messaged me and it was a Thursday night and he's like, I'm close, but I don't think I'm going to reach it. And I'm like, hold on, you have time tomorrow. Yes, I do have time tomorrow. Great. We're going to do a couple of things. And I just started listing off these things. And I think I got through 3 or 4. And I was honestly kind of shocked in myself because these were things that I hadn't been thinking to do for my own gym. But all of a sudden, when the pressure was on and my brain was finally fresh after a long week of working and being busy, and I had a few hours to kind of let my brain relax, I could not believe how quickly the ideas came out. First of all, thank you to that Academy member because I've got 10 good ideas I'm using in my gym this week as well. And you guys can all thank him too because I'm about to give you about 10 goals in 20 minutes. So if you already think I talk fast, you might head over on the podcast and just make it a little slower so that I talk slower. And if you normally do me at like a 1.25, I don't know if I would do that today because I'm going to try and talk really fast so that we can get through these 10 ideas in 20 minutes. The first one here. Do you guys have, and I'm doing this podcast knowing that the majority of you who are listening online, by the way, go like and subscribe and give me a review. Maybe do it at the end of this because you're about to learn how to make a bunch of money. Okay, birthday parties. If you are doing this on a day that the podcast comes out on a Thursday, it can be kind of hard to sell on Fridays and Saturdays. In this area, Friday Night Lights is what it's all about. And so there's very few things happening over the weekends. However, if your birthday parties are priced correctly and you do require them to pay in full or require a substantial deposit when they book, it can be the fastest way to add those up. So for me, our parties range somewhere between $379 and $529. And I've told a couple Academy members and they are like, whoa, that's expensive. Yes, but we give them an amazing party where the parents don't have to do anything if they don't want to, and they can participate and do everything if they want to. So it serves a variety of people. I've already done a whole podcast on birthday parties. If you missed it, go back a couple of episodes after this and make sure you listen. But here's what I want to get to today. I want you to call or text every person in your gym who has a birthday within the next 90 days. So when I say call or text, I will be the first to tell you I don't answer numbers from numbers that aren't saved in my phone. Probably 140 voicemails just sitting in my phone right now that one day I'll delete because I'm not going to listen to any of them. I'm not here to tell you call and leave a voicemail because it's probably going to get ignored. The more people I confess that to, the more people say that they are the same. If you have the ability in any of these where I say call, if you have the ability to text and they can actually text you back, I always would go with that one. So you are going to call or text everybody who is in your gym who has a birthday party or has a birthday basically between now and the end of the year, and you are going to offer them your party packages. If you have an incentive that you can give, if your parties are priced correctly and you can give them 20% off or $25 off or something like that, offer it as long as they book by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Create a coupon code and say, hey, head in there, book your party. Here's the coupon code for it. And we would love to get you set up. That coupon code does expire by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Number 2, call last year's people. So you might be surprised to know that we have families in our gym who have done parties at our gym like 5 and 6 years in a row. There was even a family who was never part of our gym. They never took tumbling. They had all boys. And one of them's actually in high school this year. And I heard his name getting called out on the football field. And I thought, well, I know that kid. He did his birthday with us 6 years in a row and never joined a program with us. It wasn't for lack of trying, but it was definitely for the fact that we just didn't have a program that this football player was interested in at the time. So, number 1, call everybody with a birthday in the next 90 days who is currently in your gym. Number 2, call last year's parties. Offer a loyalty discount if you can do that within your budget. So our parties are priced to where we can offer a discount if we choose to do it to create that sense of urgency. You will be shocked how many people enjoyed their party last year and would enjoy coming back again. And so give them a loyalty discount. And if your parties are priced correctly, you can usually afford that discount. Number 3, for those who have parties this weekend, this particular client had one party that was going to be happening this weekend. We talked about printing out on one sheet of paper. You can print 4 flyers. So it's a quarter sheet. And he is going to print a new member trial special. So he's probably going to give a discount or a coupon code that expires by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. You certainly do not have to discount things, but it can create a greater sense of urgency. They are going to pass those out to every participant at the birthday parties this weekend. So again, create the sense of urgency. If you have your trial priced appropriately, then give them a little bit of a discount so that there is that sense of urgency. Because if we say our trial membership is available, register by Sunday at 11:59 p.m., the next question is going to be, what if I register at Monday at 11:59 a.m.? What's the price then? Right? So there is value in being able to offer a bit of a discount there. Put the QR code on it. Make sure whoever is working that party is well versed on birthday parties. Years ago, we offered brochures so that even if we have our 18, 19-year-olds working parties who are a little bit newer to the gym, or maybe they work in our childcare program, they are still able to sell parties because we have the brochures available that all the information is right there. And on top of that, we've trained them how to sell those parties. Okay, where were we at? I didn't really number my bullet points. So I think that was number 3. Number 4, look at the waivers for the kids who are coming to the birthday party and attending those. You should be able to pull from those waivers what the date of birth is for those kids. Those kids who are attending, let's say you have one party this weekend and this kid has 20 kids attending. There's probably 1 or 2 kids that have a birthday within the next 90 days who are going to be attending that party. Get your person who's working parties, or you run yourself up to the gym as the gym owner and you seek out who has birthdays in the next 90 days and you sell them on the urgency of booking by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. their birthday party at your gym. If you feel like the things that I'm saying feel really pushy, I'm here to tell you it's all about the art of sales. If you believe in your product, if you believe that your birthday parties at your gym are amazing and they're the kind of party that every kid should want, then you don't have to feel pushy. You are simply telling somebody what is truth. So when I sell a birthday party at my gym, heck, it's because my kids did their parties at the gym when they were younger for years and years. My 14-year-old, we did a glow party for her. She's 15 now, I guess. But 2 years ago on her 13th birthday, we did a glow party for her. And all of her friends came and they went outside and they put on the paint all over their legs before they left and took a bunch of photos. Like, it was still fun for a 13-year-old to be doing it. So if you truly believe in your product, you're not doing pushy sales. You are simply telling somebody what you already know to be true, and you're helping encourage them to get that same amazing experience. And key here, if they're already at a birthday party and they're having a blast, my gosh, that's the time to sell them on it. Okay, let's talk about follow-up. I bet there are people who have texted your gym, left voicemails in the gym, emailed the gym, Facebook or Instagrammed the gym in the last 90 days who inquired about classes or asked about a class schedule, and then they kind of dropped off. Not necessarily ghosted you, but like maybe your final message to them didn't have a super strong call to action. Maybe your final message was like, hey, we actually have a session for that and it starts in 3 weeks. And you're expecting them to go register on the website or in iClass or Jackrabbit or wherever you do your registrations. Well, I am here to tell you, go follow up with those people. Anybody in the last 90 days who inquired about a program, an event, a team, anything that you are still taking people for, if they inquired in the last 90 days, send them a text message. Now, it's ideal if whoever you send a text message to can actually send one back. So sometimes the class management software that we're using isn't the most ideal solution. We recently offered NG Engine to our Academy members and those who have a website through Cheer Gym Marketing. And I am here to tell you, I got 3 tours booked at 9 o'clock one night just because I was engaging through text message and it wasn't a text message going out that they couldn't engage back. So if you have that kind of option, we'll be releasing that to the general public, that software, around January. But in the meantime, gosh, guys, find a way. I don't care if you have to add a line to your plan for $25, go get a phone and text. And don't worry about the number not being the exact same as the gym number. Like at the end of the day, you just put the name of your gym on there. Hey, this is Danielle from Twisters. Wanted to reach out because blah, blah, blah. Call or I don't know. I hope maybe you're right in this town. Oh, darn. I should have told you that at the beginning of the episode. I would grab a pen. That's a good idea. Okay. Number, maybe 6. Call or text everyone who has dropped since like in May. So for me, I get a decent amount of disenrollments in May. We are just about couple hours from Lake of the Ozarks. We're 45 minutes, like starting at 45 minutes, there are lakes everywhere. And a lot of people drop for softball, baseball, vacations. We have a large military community here where my gym is. And so people will take their leave for 30 days or they'll go visit dad in the summer. And when they get back, it just is kind of crazy sometimes, or it slips their mind to get re-enrolled. Offer a re-enrollment special. Again, if you can do text messages, this is wonderful because you can tag everybody who dropped at that time of year. You can put them in your text messaging system, send out a text. And if you've got a great system like the one we'll be launching to the public in May, you will be able to in January, you'll be able to personalize that as well. So I'm not just texting saying, hey, this is Danielle from Twisters. We're running a re-enrollment special right now. Instead, I can actually say, hey, John, this is Danielle from Twisters. We're running a re-enrollment special right now. Click the link and get your coupon code for $20 off your first month. This was actually something Shelly told me a couple years ago that kind of starting September, October, those who haven't already secured their spot in a class, those who took off for the summer and who are eager to get back in a specific class, often they're going to be some of your first people to re-enroll. If Thursday at 5 o'clock is the only tumbling class that I can get back in, they're going to be eager to re-enroll to make sure they get that spot. However, if I'm a type B mom and I'm just busy and I'm out doing my thing, I maybe have already forgotten. And $20 off to register by Sunday at midnight might be exactly what I need to turn that B into just a little bit of an A so that you can get some stuff done. Right? Even those B-type personalities need a little bit of incentive sometimes to get stuff done now. Okay. Yeah, my paper just turned. I got a lot of stuff here. Siblings. Guys, do you ever have siblings who are sitting in the lobby, whether it's, a 3-year-old sister or an 8-year-old boy, and they're sitting in the lobby during sisters' classes or teams? Call or text and say, hey, we're running a special right now for siblings. It's $10 off a new member special. We can get you started on Monday. I know that he is sitting there during her class. I've actually got an overlapping class or a class at the exact same time that would be perfect for him. Now, this does cause you to have to do just a little bit of research. It causes you to probably reach out to your front desk or your coaches and say, who do you know that has a sibling? Or go through your class management software and say, who had a sibling that was once enrolled who is no longer currently enrolled? Then you may have to go over and cross-reference your class schedule. I'm here to tell you, guys, use ChatGPT. Put those things in a spreadsheet, like download your class schedule, figure out who the siblings are and what class would be good for them, and ask ChatGPT to find it for you. It's going to be right like 70% of the time there. It's a bonus if it's an overlapping class. Even if you have to give a little bit of a discount for their trial membership for a sibling, don't stress about it because they are more likely to stay if they're engaged in the class. If sister's already in class and now I'm going to put brother and mini ninja and they happen to be overlapping or at the exact same time, which would be like amazing, I'm more likely to keep brother in it because if he enjoys it, now I kind of feel bad as a mom pulling him out of that. This is an easy one. If you haven't already done it, run a Facebook ad. Yes, it costs you some money, but if you are trying to make some money in the next 3 days, pump a decent amount of money into that for a couple of days and see what happens. If you are like, yeah, I pumped $20 into it for 3 straight days, I'm here to tell you it's not enough. When I run ads and I'm in a town of 30,000 people, I am going to a retail trade population of about 75 to 100,000 people when I do my expansion of the radius in Facebook ads. I still have to put about $75 a day into that ad to really, really see quick, powerful results. Now, if you're thinking, why the heck would I spend $75 a day if I'm trying to make $2,000 in 3 days? Excellent question. Let's say you spent $225 and you made $2,000. My gosh, sounds worth it to me. So there you go. On top of that, you might be getting kids in the gym. Let's say you spend $75 a day and you get 3 kids in the gym for $150. Yes. Did you maybe lose some? Yes. But if you have autoresponders and they opted in to see that class schedule, you are very likely to get another 20 or 25% of people over the course of the next few weeks. On top of that, yes, they might only be paying X number of dollars for their new member trial at this moment. But your goal, of course, is to keep them in the program, in that tumbling class for months and months and months. I know that the average kid who comes to my gym will stay for 27 months. And so if I have to spend a little bit extra to get them in the door the first time, it is totally worth it. Okay, let me shift around, make sure I did miss one. Here we go, events. So I asked, oh gosh, I'm at 18 minutes. We'll see how we go here. I asked this client last night, I'm like, remind me what events you have coming up. He said he had a parents' night out and a couple days with no school. So like a schools out camp. I said, awesome. Text message everyone who has done a parents' night out and those camps in the last year. Let them know that you have one coming up. When it comes to schools out camps, guys, we usually don't offer a discount of any kind because you either need the kids to not be at home for the day alone or you don't. So I don't discount my childcare really for any reason whatsoever. Of course, I'm going to give the legal caveat here. Make sure that you are allowed to do school day out camps. Make sure that you legally can do it by state restrictions. There we go. Same with Parents Night Out. Ask these people to register. If you want to give a discount, you are more than welcome to do so. But I am telling you right now, make sure that discount expires by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. If you offer the discount and you don't give a sense of urgency, then all of your efforts are honestly kind of wasted because you could have gotten them probably through email or text message at any point. The purpose of doing these things quickly is this. Yes, maybe that $50 for Parents' Night Out I would have gotten in a few days. What's the purpose of the urgency right now? The purpose is once I no longer have to market that event, I can move on to marketing other things. I can internally market the items in my pro shop and my item of the month and my subscription box. I can start pushing more of the save the dates and ticket sales for my upcoming showcase. I have more time to focus on my novice. So when you're looking at these things, you're like, why would I rush to fill this right now? It's going to fill anyway. You can secure your staffing sooner. You can purchase supplies sooner, which probably prevents any sort of rush shipping or stress at the last minute. You can sell out events, which is a powerful tool in your community if you have people who are registering for things at the last minute. When they register at the last minute, it demonstrates that you haven't given them a sense of urgency to get registered right away. So we are starting to teach them that they need to register soon because it's going to sell out. What happens when something is sold out at my gym and you come to the front desk? I may or may not be able to get you in. And if we can get you in, usually it's, okay, I've got to wait until everybody has arrived. If anybody is missing, I can definitely do that. If not, unfortunately, we'll have to just get you signed up for the next event. And before they leave, you register them for the next event so that they don't miss out. But you do, as an owner, have to create some boundaries if you want to build that sense of urgency. One of my last ones, and then I'm just going to give you a couple quick sales tips here. Did you make a Facebook event for your events? Like for any particular event, did you make one? If you did, if you made an event for the last parents' night out that you did, perhaps, I want you to go to that Facebook event from last year, and I want you to go post about this year's parents' night out. Posting in a previous event means that anyone who was invited or clicked going is likely to get a notification for it. So is there value in having people click going or interested in your events? Absolutely. And if you're not using Facebook events because you're thinking how outdated that is, yeah, I think it's starting to get outdated, but it's a free tool that we still have access to today. In my smaller community, where there really isn't like this amazing website with all the events and activities going on in town, people do still use Facebook events to say if there's a band playing on Friday night at a sports bar or down by the lake. And so when people are looking for upcoming events, it's still a tool that's used. It's also really cheap to boost an upcoming event, so you don't want to miss out on that. So let's say that you don't have the option to do text message. These are just 4 quick sales tips I'm going to give you. If you don't have the option to do text message, call somebody, but call them twice. If they don't answer the first time, call them back within a couple minutes. A lot of people put their phones on do not disturb, and it's not necessarily because they don't want to be disturbed. It's because they don't want those spam calls or those robot calls coming through. I have done this very, very often. I learned this at a conference last year. It was like while they were talking and teaching sales, and I've actually never had somebody get frustrated about it. Half the time their phone doesn't even ring the first time, so they didn't realize it. If they have it in a focus mode or it's silenced because they are at work, totally fine. They're not going to answer. That's why text message becomes so valuable. If you do text, again, it is best that you are texting from a platform that they can reply. However, if you don't, because you don't have the ability to use something like that, anything is better than nothing. So make sure that you use a text message with a link in it that has an immediate call to action and a deadline. That immediate call to action, I'm here to tell you, it's really good if you don't have to send them to class management software to create an account so they can sign up for something. As a gym owner, I had to do this last year for an open gym down in Texas that we were at a competition. And the night before, my daughter wanted to go to an open gym. I had to get on as a customer and create a profile in iClass or Jackrabbit. I actually don't know which one it was, but I had to create that so that I could sign the waiver and pay and get her registered and secure her spot for the open gym. It was so time consuming. And honestly, I was kind of frustrated that I was like, can I just do this when I get there? Like, this sounds really silly that I'm filling out all this and creating an account just for that. And then the problem is I kept getting internal emails from them as if I was registered for the next couple of months. If you use email, so if you're like, I don't have the ability to text, you know what? And I'll also say text message costs a little bit. Like, remember, you have to spend money to make money. And if you can sell out your events, your investment was probably very well spent. However, if you don't have the ability to send text messages, like you just don't have an extra phone lying around with, that nobody knows the number to, you can literally go down to T-Mobile today or whoever. I don't care if you go to T-Mobile. That's just what we have. But you can go down and get a line usually for $20 or $30 a month. If you choose not to do that and you choose to send it by email, that's fine. I'm going to guess you're probably not going to see the same result in 3 days. You might see the same result in 3 weeks, but make sure that you head to ChatGPT and ask it for a high converting subject line. Again, a high converting subject line, because if you create that subject line yourself, or it's got 7,000 emojis or something, it's unclear, it's going to be harder to see the fruit of that labor right now. Make sure in that email that you have an easy registration and something that creates the sense of urgency. Though I'll tell you, I don't check my emails like Friday afternoon through Sunday night. I just don't check them. And when it comes to personal email, it's always the last email to get checked. So while I do fully believe in email marketing still, I believe that it's better to warm an audience with email marketing and then utilize it. If you're paying for it, utilize that resource. But also now that you have the ability to text, use your text marketing. The last little tip I'm going to give you. As I was writing this out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought of all these things for this client and I didn't think of them for my own gym. So this morning, I sent an incentive to my staff member who is working daytime playtime. I said, hey, I've got a deal for you today. We were out of power last night. Obviously, we lost decent amount of revenue because we had to close the gym at 5:30 at night. You have daytime playtime going this morning. If you sell one of the following, I'll buy you lunch today. I said a new member special or a birthday party. They don't have to be people coming into the gym because I can't promise every kid that comes in the gym has a birthday in the next 60 to 90 days. And I can't promise that those little kids might be eligible for a new member special, but she has the ability to text, to call, to message, to email, all those things. So I said, if you sell either of those this morning, by the time daytime playtime is over at 11 o'clock, I'll buy you lunch today. That is going to be it's like a risk and reward. She's going to have to get creative about who she can call. She's going to have to be smart about follow-up, but there's also going to be a little bit of a reward. And if your staff is like mine, where there's just that little bit of competitive nature anyway, they might really enjoy and thrive in a little challenge like that. All right, you guys. Well, I didn't quite keep it at 20 minutes, but I sure tried. If you are not part of our Cheer Gym Owners group on Facebook or our All-Star Cheer Coaches and Owners group, make sure that you head over and join the respective groups. Also, I am super excited because in January, we are going to be hosting the Cheer Biz Accelerator at my gym right here in Warrensburg, Missouri. I'm located about an hour outside of Kansas City. I currently have several people flying in from Florida. We've got people from Oregon. I'm so excited. Actually, I think everybody who's coming except for one is not from Missouri at this moment. So if you're thinking like, wow, people fly for that. Yeah, it's like an amazing event where this sort of stuff is like tip of the iceberg. We do a deep dive on your gym. You get to come to my gym for 2 days, see a little bit of our operations, do a tour of the gym. And I can't tell you how valuable it is that when I walked into Shelly's gym a year ago or 2 years ago, that I was like, Shelly, what is that? Behind the front desk. Oh my gosh, look how you have these speakers set. I should totally do this. Like there are so many cool ideas that you can get from somebody else's gym. But on top of that, we'll do a deep dive into your gym. You'll complete a pretty in-depth questionnaire. We will do Facebook and not just Facebook, but social media and website review. And you will get a packet of the things that we believe could dramatically improve your program and the things that you're already doing well and you should not neglect because you're doing them and you're doing them well. All of this, you can get that information at cheerbizaccelerator.com or send me a DM and I will be happy to get you more information. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Full Out Cheer Podcast. And with that, I will see you guys on the next episode.